Oh my god, what a show that was. I'm tired and sweating and woo! That was a great show. I'm kind of keeping quiet because my family's home, but whatever. Greetings, people of the interwebs. It's Dan here, and oh my god, welcome to the happiest pay-per-view review that I've done in my whole time doing pay-per-view reviews. It was unbelievable. The Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Oh my god, just the ending alone was worth the $9.99 if you paid it. So, I mean, it was just insane. Without further ado, let's get right into it. First up on the pre-show, Breezango versus the Golden Truth. Breezango just looked stupid. Showed up with the sunburns and crap. It was the most painful match I've ever seen. But the Golden Truth got their first win as a tag team, so that was all good. Lucha Dragons versus the Dudley Boys. Lucha Dragons won in a pretty surprising result. But there were some good high-flying maneuvers from the Lucha Dragons, and the Dudley Boys weren't exactly a pushover, but they were talking a lot of smack and didn't really come out with an end product, so that wasn't that great. Now into the main card. Now, according to my notes, for some reason, they started the main card with the Fatal 4-Way for the tag titles, so I was pretty sure at this point, I'm like, okay, New Day are going to retain. If they're starting off the event with the Fatal 4-Way, New Day is going to retain. And actually they did, yeah, and JBL, I'm really starting to not like JBL. I think he's kind of stupid. He said that he likes this Luke Gallows guy. Really? He wrestled for you before. Like, seriously, get your shit together, JBL. But anyway, and then eventually in that match, there was a face-off between Big Cass and Big E. And for some reason, I just really want that to be a singles match. Like, I mean, yeah, you can have Enzo in Cass's corner and then have Xavier Woods and Kofi in Big E's corner, but I just want to see that as a singles match. Just Big E versus Big Cass. That would be great. Cass was honestly showing up the rest of them. He was the star of the show. But, the New Day retain. I didn't really have much of an issue with that, but I can honestly see them losing the tag titles at SummerSlam. But by SummerSlam, they will have broken the WWE tag title reign record. So, I really don't mind that. I don't mind New Day losing them at SummerSlam. Now, Corbin versus Ziggler, I was done with this match so long ago. Like, once the Extreme Rules match happened, I was just done. I'm just not invested in this matchup anymore. I'm not invested in either of these two in this fight anymore. But Corbin wins. Can this please freaking be over now? Next up was the Divas Tag match. It wasn't really that interesting to me. Becky was, so to speak, kicking last and taking names. She was absolutely incredible. She was the star of the match by far. Charlotte and Dana ended up winning, though, after an inadvertent headbutt from Becky to Natty. She was chucked into Natty and had an inadvertent headbutt. And then for some reason, Natty turned heel. Oh my gosh, that was shocking. That was like the only babyface/heel turn of the night. But it was incredible because it was an inadvertent headbutt, but it does give reason enough for a heel turn. So, I'll give her that. But yeah, oh my goodness, a Natty heel turn, that was surprising. And, to say the least, the last kicker got her last kicked. So, what can I say? I'm sorry, that was a really bad pun. Next match was, I'm ripping and roaring through these, was Apollo Crews versus Sheamus. I don't know a lot about Apollo Crews, but from tonight and from what I've seen of him, he seems really talented, I'm not gonna lie. And he actually had some impressive spots in the match against Sheamus. He had a really nice belly-to-belly into a moonsault on Sheamus. He actually kicked out of a second rope white noise, but then rolled up Sheamus, which was really awesome. Like, I know it's a fluky roll-up pin, but, hey, what are you going to do? And, hey, it's a win for Apollo Crews and a loss to Sheamus, which I'm always cool with. Next up was, I couldn't tell which was the co-main event. In my opinion, this was the co-main event. John Cena versus AJ Styles. Their time is now was the tagline I was giving this match. The fans loved this match before the bell even rang. They were cheering, chanting AJ Styles, let's go Cena. It was everywhere. And Styles at the beginning of the match was genuinely making Cena look weak and making him look slow. And speaking of slow, there was just a slow pace to this match. I didn't really like it because Styles has been in two very, very fast-paced pay-per-view matches up until this point, at Payback and at Extreme Rules. Although there's rumors that he has, nagging injuries, so that might be part of it. But, you know, I wasn't sure if I wanted to call it boring or not due to the slow pace. But, you know, it ended up being a good match. AJ actually nearly had Cena whenever he got him in the calf crusher, which was awesome. And then Styles actually kicked out of an AA, which was great. I wouldn't have expected him to kick out of the AA. But then Cena kicked out of the Styles Clash. And the Styles Clash just looks like a weak move now. Like, in Japan, it was the end-all move. Like, it was the equivalent of, like, the AA or the Reigns Spear in WWE. Like, it was the end-all move, and you didn't kick out of it. So it just looks like a weak move now. And, you know, Styles did win, but he had help from the club. I didn't really like that, especially considering the contract explicitly said that the club was barred from ringside, and I get that the ref was there, but... And I get that they're trying to portray AJ as a heel, but what really threw me off is that JBL got pissed off at the heel finish for AJ. Like, JBL is a heel, and he's a heel announcer. He was one of the best heel wrestlers in his time. I loved him as a heel wrestler, but he's just not good as a heel announcer. Because, like, he's getting pissed off with a heel finish. He's like, he kept saying this match was 15 years in the making, and it had a fluky finish influenced by the club. I get this match was 15 years in the making, but I haven't seen him get ticked off at a heelish finish before, up until now, which is odd because, as I said, he's a heel. He was one of the best heels in the history of the company, in my opinion. So, I don't know, that was just confusing. Next came the Money in the Bank ladder match, the match that set up everything else. I wanted Ambrose to win. We'll get to that. I would have been pissed if Jericho won, in genuine honesty. And Jericho and Ambrose were kind of going at it for a little bit. And apparently, the exact number that Jericho came up with for the number of thumbtacks that Ambrose put in him at Extreme Rules was 69 thumbtacks, obligatory lull. And then actually there was some really good bumps taken in this match. Like Kevin Owens sent Cesaro straight face first into a ladder, which was really nice. Cesaro had 2 swing spots back to back on Del Rio and on Jericho, which was great. Zayn slammed Owens with a Michinoku driver through a ladder. And then Ambrose was left all alone. He climbed that ladder, he reached up, unclipped that clip, and pulled down the briefcase. I was so happy. I was so happy. Trap hands. Trap hands. I was so happy. Hashtag blessed. Oh my god, it was so cool. And I immediately thought to myself, this makes the title picture look really interesting. And I said it in my preview video. I wanted him to either cash in the night of or at SummerSlam. Again, we'll get to that. For some reason, the US title match was the main event, which is a bit odd. I was telling myself, this better be a hell of a co-main event. And to be honest with you, the Money in the Bank ladder match and the AJ versus Cena match were better than this one. I feel like either one of those two should have been the co-main event. But, you know, I mean, it would have been awesome for Titus to win on Father's Day, considering he was the 2015 Dad of the Year. And he was actually looking really strong against Rusev, and he was showing a lot of strength. But then, you know, Rusev just got him in that one accolade with that one stomp to the back. And it was over, and Rusev retained. So, I mean, damn, but what are you going to do? So yeah, Rusev retains his US title, but I feel like this isn't, the rivalry isn't over yet. The rivalries between, like, Cruz and Sheamus, and the rivalry between O'Neal and Rusev, I feel like isn't over yet. And now for the main event of the evening. This is what paid that $9.99 for you guys. I honestly thought Roman was going to win. I came in saying, Roman's going to win, Roman's going to win. I wanted Rollins, but Roman's going to win. Kevin Dunn was working his absolute ass off to deafen those boos for Roman when he came out. Rollins got an absolute thunderous return, but it seemed dampered, in all honesty. It seemed like deafened down. The cheers that Rollins got and the boos that Reigns got. And the You Can't Wrestle chants were great. There were some great chants. There were some great anti-Roman chants. There was the You Can't Wrestle chant. There was a new chant that I haven't heard yet, which was Ro, man sucks. Ro, man sucks. That was great. And for some reason, Michael said that this is a new Roman. He said something along the lines of, oh, Seth isn't ready for this new Roman. It's been the same bullshit for months on months on months on months now. What's your problem, man? And, like, it's been the same crap for months, but yet they're like, this is a new Roman. And one thing I want to stress, we get that Roman's the guy, and we get that he's strong. But stop saying it every 2 friggin' minutes. Maybe even every minute, I don't know, but they're saying it all the time. At least 20 times a piece throughout all of Reigns' matches. And, you know, I mean, Reigns nearly had Rollins on a Superman punch. on a Superman punch. Like, a move that sometimes doesn't even finish fighters off in the UFC, where it actually connects. Like, really, man? And, you know, I mean, then Seth nailed him with a bunch of insane moves and then got him on the ground. And then Roman kicked out for, like, the 3rd time in the match. I swear, Roman kicks out more than anyone on the roster. Like, if there's one thing that Roman's gotten good at, it's kicking out. And seriously, like, I literally thought to myself, another fucking kick out? Really? Are you serious right now? I was like, for frick's sake, Roman, just lose something. Just let it happen. And then Rollins actually dodged an impressive attempted spot from Reigns. Reigns was going to try to spear Rollins through the barricade, and I saw it from a mile away. The second Reigns started walking around the ring and Rollins was up against the barricade, I'm like, he's going to go for a spear through the barricade. He's going to go for a spear through the barricade, and then he just bang went through, straight through the barricade. Oh, also, one thing I need to bring up. Roman stole a finisher. Roman stole a finisher and didn't even make it look like a finisher. He stole Reza Ramon's old finisher. He did the Razor's Edge, essentially. I mean, a lot of people may be like, well, it was probably a modified version of the Razor's Edge. It was a Razor's Edge. He put him up on his shoulders like Razor used to do, and then he popped him through and powerbombed him just like Razor used to do. It was the Razor's Edge. And he stole it, so I really didn't like that. I thought that was a bit tacky. But anyway, the spear through the barricade, back to that. And then Rollins actually kicked out of a spear. You know how at like the last couple pay-per-views there's been those how Reigns has just like had one spear at the end of the match and the match was over? Well, actually Rollins kicked out of that usually deadly spear, and then Rollins nailed a pedigree and Rollins pinned Reigns, and the count came 1, 2, 3. Rollins won. The torture had ended. Reigns' title reign was done. The fans were so friggin' happy. Oh man, I was so happy that Rollins won. But then, as Rollins was celebrating, I said this in my predictions video. You hear... You hear Dean Ambrose's music hit, and the whole audience goes crazy. Like, seriously, because you hear him. Because he had won Money in the Bank earlier in the night. And the whole crowd goes crazy. I'm telling you, crazy. And, oh my god, he came out and I was like, oh my god, is there going to be an Ambrose cash-in? I was literally shaking at this point. Like, my hands, I couldn't keep my hands steady to, like, type in tweets or anything like that. Speaking of which, Twitter link down below in the description. Shameless plug. But anyway, I couldn't even hold my hands steady to type out tweets. Oh my gosh, that's how like excited I was from the Ambrose cash-in. And I was like, oh my god, is there an Ambrose cash-in? Is there an Ambrose cash-in? And then he cashed in. I think he's only the 2nd person ever to cash in the night of. And I knew that there was something else at this point as well, because according to my clock, there was like 10 minutes left in the pay-per-view. So I knew there was something else. And then Ambrose grabbed Rollins, hooked him under, nailed the Dirty Deeds DDT, pinned him. 1, 2, 3. Ambrose wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I was so friggin' happy. This is why Ambrose is my favorite person. This is why Ambrose is my favorite wrestler on the main roster. He's just ridiculous, and he can do anything at any time. You never know what to expect with Dean Ambrose. You know, and sort of like Sting, the only thing for sure about Dean Ambrose is nothing's for sure, you know. So, but, you know, Ambrose wins the title. I was so happy. The whole arena was happy. Arguably, they were more happy to see Ambrose win the title than they were to see Rollins win it back from Reigns. So, I mean, that was super good. You know, you got to see Rollins gain back that title he never lost from Reigns, who's just had a torturous title reign. But then you see Ambrose with that amazing cash-in, nails the Dirty Deeds, and then you see Ambrose win the title off of the cash-in. It was just a great show, brilliant main event. This really hots up the title scene as well. I really want to catch Raw tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, what more can I say? You know, I'm definitely catching Raw tomorrow. There's going to be some insane stuff happening. Yeah, Ambrose. Dean Ambrose, Mr. Money in the Bank, is your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Was Roman Reigns coming in, and then it was Seth Rollins after pinning Roman Reigns, and then Ambrose, after winning the briefcase, cashed in to win the title. So there will be no Roman Reigns rant video. Hooray, I don't have to record anything extra. And also, you won't have to see me rant about Roman Reigns again. I'm just so happy, man. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like down below. If you dispute any of my, reactions to this, if you dislike any of the reactions I had, if you disagree with my reaction to the results, let me know in the comments. I really don't care. And also, don't forget to hit the little red button down below. Don't forget to hit the little red button down below and subscribe so you never miss a video and you get email and text alerts anytime I upload a new one. I'm sorry this video might have been a little bit quieter than my usual ones, but anyways, on that note, I shall see you at a later date. Farewell!